No mask will protect you from it. Even though the vaccine for it has been widely available to anyone for centuries, not enough people are using it, and it's spreading quickly. In case you were unaware, the world is in the grip of a battle against a pandemic. This week's show is not about COVID-19, though. There are far more reputable and qualified people than me who can keep you informed on that. That's not the pandemic I'm talking about. The pandemic I'm referring to affects every single human on Earth at some point in their life, some repeatedly. It knows no borders. It treats everyone equal, from politicians to police and celebrities to sailors. Someone in your family probably suffers from it right now. It destroys societies, it ruins relationships, it costs people their jobs, and it's responsible for terrible haircuts. And if we don't do something about it soon, we'll all have haircuts like that. So what is the scourge on humanity that I'm talking about? Stupidity. That's right, stupidity. 8 out of 10 people are stupid. I just made that up. And if you believe me, you may suffer from stupidity too. For reasons we'll hopefully uncover, stupidity in the past few years specifically has been spreading like a wildfire set by a stupid person who threw a lit cigarette in a dry forest. This past week, Scottsdale, Arizona City Councilman Guy Phillips spoke at and I'm not making this up, an anti-mask rally. Not to be confused with the anti-condom rally or the anti-seatbelt rally, which, as you might imagine, appeal to a lot of the same crowd. He stepped to the microphone wearing a mask and said, "I can't breathe," twice, then pulled his mask off, feigned a sigh of relief, and took a deep breath and said, "Insanity." Not insanity, Councilman. Stupidity. Just stupidity. Of course, people were upset. Probably something to do with the phrase "I can't breathe," known worldwide because it was the last thing George Floyd said before he was killed by police, and has become a rallying cry of the Black Lives Matter movement, being used as a joke. Shortly after, Councilman Phillips released an apology stating, "It was hot and stuffy. I did not mean any disrespect, and there was no connection to George Floyd." Okay, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and assume he didn't mean to make a connection to one of the highest profile news stories ever. Doesn't that mean he's just being stupid? How could someone with access to the internet, social media, television, radio, other humans, and working eyes and or ears be unaware of George Floyd's last words? Now, to be clear, I don't actually think people are stupid, but when people are presented with facts and evidence and choose to ignore those facts and evidence, they are suffering from stupidity. When you have diarrhea, you don't say, "Hey honey, can I get into the bathroom like now, please? Honey, it's me, diarrhea." No, you suffer from diarrhea. You have diarrhea. Stupidity is not necessarily a death sentence. Most people suffering from stupidity can be cured. Thanks to today's modern technology like reading, looking, listening, and thinking, you can cure yourself of stupidity fairly quickly. What's better, it won't cost you a penny. Well, except maybe in America. But maybe the copay is low, whatever a copay is. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm somehow immune. On the contrary, I have suffered severe bouts of stupidity throughout my life. That haircut, my first marriage, when I bought a Thomas Edison autograph for $100 that was quite clearly written in blue marker right before it was sent to me. True story. I'm sure you've suffered from stupidity at times as well, and I know you're aware of those times. And that's what separates us from the chronically stupid. We know that we've been stupid, and we know that stupid could strike again at any moment. And that influences our decisions, the things we say, and the things we do. Knowing you've done something stupid means you're not totally stupid. The chronically stupid look evidence, science, and facts in the eye and say, "Nah, I'm good." Access to the internet and social media specifically have been like a newly opened beach after lockdown for spreading stupidity, thanks to something called confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is described as the tendency to process information by looking for or interpreting information that is consistent with one's existing beliefs. Back in the day, when information, which can be good or bad, true or false, had to be printed on paper, there were real-world costs involved, ink and paper. And if you wanted to get that information out into the world, you had to pay for distribution or even just postage. So if you had some batshit crazy theory, you had better really believe in it enough to put your money where your mouth is. Then the people who shared your views or could be convinced by them had to find your printed words, or you had to find them. That's no longer the case. Mountains of information can be pushed out to the world with a tap on your phone. Finding someone who sees the world or a part of it the same as you can be done on your phone while you're waiting in the car. And don't get me wrong, that could be great. Finding out you're not alone in the world is wonderful. But finding out you're not the only one who thinks the government is training you for subservience by having Walmart demand that you wear a mask in Walmart might be an early warning sign of stupidity. Like the woman in Florida who took her time at the podium at a commissioner's workshop. I'm not even sure what that is, but I'm getting a mental image of a gritty police drama cast only with Santa's elves. I digress. This woman stood at the podium to say that wearing a mask to help prevent the spread of COVID-19 was literally killing people. She then went on to say that those in power who would try to enforce wearing a mask would be arrested for crimes against humanity. And you know that somebody somewhere watched that and went, yeah, that's exactly what I've been saying. See? That's confirmation bias, which is further defined as the biased approach to decision-making that is largely unintentional and often results in ignoring inconsistent information. No facts required, no thinking required. One of the best parts of social media was its incredible ability to put word-of-mouth referrals into warp speed, which is great. If I see that my friends have all enjoyed a meal at some new restaurant, I feel like it's mitigated the risk for me. It's safe and I can trust them. If I see that my friends also think that 5G, probably paid for by Rogaine, might be the reason that my hair is thinning on top, I feel like my belief has been validated. No further facts required, no further thinking required. Another month's supply of Rogaine, begrudgingly ordered. In the history of the world, stupidity has never been more contagious. But don't worry, get the vaccine. And by that, I mean read, look, listen, and think.